Oh, this is great.
Pick a side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I like it.
High production value for sure. Who made that?
Eddie Gray made that theme song. Hey, everybody. How's it going this week? We are talking about phobias this week on Pick a Side Stupid. I'm here with 8 of my favorite people from Quincy or Boston or wherever they might be right now as this is going on. I'm actually down in Tennessee, pretty far from Boston. So we've got a great show tonight. We're going to talk about phobias and fears. First, we'll go around and just talk to everybody, see how they're doing and what they might be terribly afraid of. And then we'll get into the debate after that. So let's start with May Keith. Hey, May.
Hey, Sean.
Oh, that's quite a background you've got there.
Yeah, I am really actually very afraid of dolls. It's a legitimate phobia. I'm horrified by them.
Okay. Was that always the case?
Background right now, actually.
What's that?
I'm uncomfortable looking at my own background right now.
I second that.
It's scary. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that how you get by during the pandemic? You just don't go outside imagining there's little dolls everywhere or something? Or
No, I mean, I avoid thinking about dolls like at all costs. Do you remember the My Buddy dolls? Does anyone remember those?
Oh, I remember those. Yeah.
Yeah, so my brother had one and it kind of freaked him out. So he was like afraid. My aunt used to tell us that toys like came alive at night and they would go to their special place. And yeah, horrifying. So my brother had one and he was kind of afraid of it. So he put it in the closet and he duct taped its hands behind its back. And I found it in the closet and that was very, very scarring for me. So I avoid thinking about dolls at all costs.
Sure, yeah. I remember that. We had one of those My Buddy dolls in my household. My little brother had it. And
very scary. They look like Chucky.
Very similar. Yeah, we had a similar experience. We beat that thing up pretty bad. Just to make sure, just in case. We need to let them know who's in charge.
Why would you provoke it? That's just asking for trouble. Leave it alone.
Well, we just want to make sure he knows that we could take him if we need to. All right, Trisha D'Onofrio, where are you calling in from today?
Hi, I'm calling in from Connecticut. It's pretty good here. I'm in the suburbs, so lots of walking. The highlight of my day is a walk. I don't feel like a wilting flower so much these days. So much as I feel like more of a cactus where I'm just biding my time till I can poke somebody again.
Nice. Did you have any irrational fears growing up, or maybe even?
Oh, definitely. I'm afraid that I will go ice skating and someone will skate over my fingertips and cut them off accidentally.
Oh, come on.
And the awkward thing is, I'm going to have to apologize to them for wrecking their day.
All right. Do you go ice skating a lot?
I like to ice skate, but I'm more of a rollerblade girl just because of convenience.
Sure.
That's actually what I've been doing a lot of is going for rollerblade rides because it's so fun.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Nick Ortolani.
Hey, everyone.
How are you, man?
I'm doing okay.
Nice.
I've been lucky. Things are all right.
Yeah. So things are all right, but do you have any fears or phobias that we should know about going into the show?
Yeah. And I didn't know people were setting their backgrounds as their phobias, but I can tie it into my background here. I am always worried about going to prison for a crime I did not commit.
Valid.
And especially if I were to be arrested with someone having, let's say, the raw sexual energy of David Hasselhoff, it would make it even more insulting.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Especially David Hasselhoff in Baywatch Nights.
Sure. Do you have any specific crimes that you're afraid that you'd get arrested for?
Oh, I have no idea. Probably something to do with the government. I don't know. I got in trouble. Like, this might be surprising, but I had like a lot of like issues with authority in middle school and high school.
That is surprising.
Yeah. And I got in trouble all the time for like shit I didn't do.
Yeah. I think that's just part of being a teenager, probably.
Yeah. But it like got in me.
All right. Well, Nick will be in the debate later too. Andrew Mayer's with us. Andrew, where are you calling in from, buddy?
I'm just in Jamaica Plain. I guess it's not a just anymore for you because you're very far away now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I live in Jamaica Plain.
That's great. So you have a CD coming out soon. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's fun. Next Friday, it's out.
Yeah. What's it called again?
It's called Having a Nice Time.
Sounds terrific. I was there at the recording. It's a great CD. Everybody should check it out.
Thanks, bud.
So any fears we should know about, Andrew?
I honestly can't think of anything that I'm like explicitly afraid of, but it might be like the Hulk, where his secret is that he's always angry. It's just that I'm always afraid of everything. When I grew up, I had a irrational fear of Fidget the Bat from The Great Mouse Detective. That's maybe the most amusing one that I had.
All right. It's a pretty good one. I don't know how that plays into your daily life, but
it really doesn't. I just don't watch the movie, and then I'm fine.
Right on. Okay. Andrew will be facing off later against Nick, actually. All right. Next up, Laura Clark. How's it going, Laura?
Pretty good. How you doing, Sean?
I was doing better before I saw your background.
Right. Oh, pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. Is that your biggest fear, is heights?
I think, like, in terms of like a practical fear that I experience semi-regularly, definitely. Even thinking about it kind of gets me like,
Yeah, you ever watch those videos of people that kind of just hang off the sides of buildings together?
No, I wouldn't watch that.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun if you feel like you don't know the ending and you're like, maybe this will.
Oh God, no! I don't. Oh, I didn't like it when Jenny and Forrest Gump almost stepped over the edge. I did not like that. I think that might be where that started.
Okay. Have you ever had any real life experiences where you've been very high and you've just been freaked out and like, I got to get out of here?
No, like I went up to the top of the Prudential when I was like 12 or something, and like I remember being like a little bit dizzy, but like I also was like, I want to see. It was like I wanted that brush with death.
Sure, yeah.
From the observation deck at the Prudential Center. I'm just kind of a daredevil that way.
Do you do roller coasters or no?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, and Ferris wheels and everything. I mean, I freak out. Well, I freak out. One time I did like the rock wall at school, and I got they were like, go up and then over, and I just got up. And then I was like, no, let me down. Like, and I did that 2 different times. They let me try again because I was so determined to do it. And I did it again, and I was like, well, let me down.
All right. Well, we'll hear from Laura again later. Alan Richardson is with us as well. Alan, how are you, man?
Oh, hey, Sean. Doing well, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm just holed up here in Tennessee.
I feel you.
Taking pictures of birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you're turning into now?
That's what I'm turning into. I see a bird and I go, oh, hold on, I got to get my camera.
You're just aging that more quickly in quarantine.
Yeah, for sure. So did you ever have any fears growing up or now?
Oh yeah, I'm afraid of everything. Driving, like roller coasters, driving, bridges, the dark, having your closet a little bit open, someone tapping on my window while I'm sleeping. I don't like to set my alarm clock to sequential numbers, consecutive numbers, zeros or fives.
Oh shit.
Yeah, pretty much like everything.
Okay, well, good to know. Hopefully that will come in handy later in the debate.
Yeah.
All right. Rick Harkness is with us as well. Rick, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm coming live, I guess that's what you say, from South Carolina. I've been down here for a few weeks, so shout out to Shelby. I'm like a few hours from our hometown and everything. I got the mosquito bite to show it. I just can't show it to you guys up close in HD, but yeah, I fear malaria more than I fear corona at this point right now. So
yeah, sure, I hear you. So we got Tennessee, South Carolina, and Massachusetts and Connecticut all on the show tonight. Yeah, looks like it.
Take it over.
So, Rick, any irrational fears?
I have two fears. I don't think they're irrational. One is actually like moving back home to South Carolina in a small town like this and just being here until I'm like 60 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like being a little softball league coach. I don't want that at all. I can see it happen already because there's too many Krispy Kremes. And there's a Chick-fil-A literally right down the road. I've already getting a belly, so I don't like that at all. So that's one fear, is being stuck in South Carolina and being happy about it with a pot belly and a little league team and everything. And then the second is spiders, which currently speaking, me and a spider right now, we got a beef for the past 2 weeks. I don't know where he's at the moment, but this nigga's out here. So just to let you guys know, I'm braving it because he comes out at night. So I'm just letting you guys know I'm braving it for you guys, but he comes out at night. So
I appreciate it, man. All right. And lastly, we've got Shelly Gruenberg with us today. Hey, Shelly, how's it going?
Hey, it's going poorly. I've started doing this thing where I color all the light bulbs in my house with Sharpies, and I thought it'd fix my brain, and it did. Pink light. I'm also in South Carolina about, I want to say, 2 hours away from you, Rick.
Are you? I mean, we can't meet because of the 6 feet thing. So, I mean, right now we're behaving, but yeah, we can't, you know what I'm saying? So, where are you at right now, though?
About the two guys who want to be coroner in Polly's Island? We haven't had a coroner race in forever, and it's getting intense.
Oh, Jesus. Well, that shit happens down here. That James Island, shit like that. So, yeah, Jamestown, yeah, so. I'm surprised the alligators haven't taken over. That's what I'm waiting for. I think it's going to happen next week.
All right, Shelly, do you have any irrational fears or maybe rational fears?
I have no irrational fears. All of my fears are very grounded in reality. I think bouncy castles is a big one for me. Because when I was a kid, one caught on fire while I was in it.
Wow.
And it like started deflating, so it was just like molten. I was fine, but it was crazy.
Somebody was smoking in the bouncy castle?
Yeah, it was me. I had a big old cigar.
Perfect. All right. Hey, let's start up the debate tonight. So, as you all know, we have 5 different categories. They are social, medical, celebrity, animals, and wild card. And we can't return to a category until we've gone through all 5 of the categories. Whoever goes first gets to decide which category they're going with and what side of the debate they'll be on. And whoever goes second gets to go second. I mean, that's really a pretty big advantage. I will decide the winner of each debate. You'll have a minute and then 30-second rebuttal. I'll decide a winner. If you agree with me, I want you to cheer in the comments section of YouTube. And If you boo, if you don't like it, you can boo in the comment section of YouTube. Tell me you think I stink, whatever you want to do. But I have the final say here. So let's get into it. So our first matchup tonight, everybody, let's have Rick Harkness and Shelley Gruenberg. It's the South Carolina matchup. All right. So, Shelley, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
God damn it.
Rick, you can pick any category you want, man.
Hold on, I wrote this down. Oh, I'm gonna go medical.
Medical. Okay. Our first question out of medical is: during surgery, would you rather stay awake and see and hear everything, or go to sleep knowing that you may never wake up?
As I don't really care about my health already, I'm just going to go to sleep and hope that I wake up. And if I don't, then I have a good dream. So because before I go into surgery, I'm definitely going to watch certain movies. I'm not going to like explicitly say because I don't know who's watching this, but I'm going to watch certain movies to make sure I have the right dreams before I go in that bed. Then that way it's going to be fine. And if I die, I don't know anyway. That's the worst thing. I think everyone cares about death is that I know I'm dying. I don't know I'm dying. I know that I'm going in for surgery. I go in and then I have a great dream and then I just don't wake up. We don't know about the whole pineal gland or the third eye thing, but I think it's something to that. So I think if I just time it the right way, especially in surgery, with the help of surgery and doctors who actually study shit, I think I could time it right and just pass away and slip away into the third eye dream and everything. So that's what I'm going to do.
All right, Shelley.
Oh, I'm staying awake so I can fight back. Nobody's doing surgery on me. And Rick, if you stay awake, you can watch porn during surgery. Like, is that wasn't the type of movie you were watching? That wasn't what you were.
It was definitely the one I was watching, but never mind. Sorry.
Fine. Well, you can watch Coneheads or another Instinct classic.
Time. All right, Rick.
So here's the thing. I don't want to, in the hypothetical realm of if I die and I just die in a dream state, I want to die in a dream state watching Coneheads. I would like to die in a dream state watching a few, ladies that choose a different path in life. I'm not judging them, certainly. I'm just saying I would like to spend the rest of my life learning what their interests are and seeing if I can, save them. In the afterlife, I can put my my captain cape on.
Time.
I've always wanted to be saved from obscene amounts of money and what I like doing. No, Coneheads is a great movie, and Dan Aykroyd is a treasure, okay? An Adam Sandler cameo? Yes, please. Coneheads is great. Chris Farley and Connie Conehead has been my relationship model, and it's worked flawlessly for me. Coneheads is the perfect film. Thank you.
All right. Well, in this matchup, for this question, which was about Coneheads, I have to hand the win to Shelley Gruenberg. All right. Thanks, guys. The next matchup will be between Laura Clark and Alan Richardson. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laura, do you want to go first or second?
Second, please.
Okay. Alan, you can pick from social, celebrity, animals, or wild card.
I'll do wild card, please, Sean.
Okay. Our first wild card question of the night is: which president do you relate to more? Benjamin Harrison, who had a fear of light switches, or George Washington, who had a fear of being buried alive?
I'm gonna have to definitely go for the light switches because, if you got to think about it, really, I'm not going to get buried alive. And if I get buried alive, I kind of deserve it. But a light switch is a freak accident that no one wanted just because I couldn't afford like a real contractor. I had to get like a cheapo Walmart contractor. And now I'm electrocuted just because I really needed to get into the kitchen to have a Pop-Tart at 3 a.m. for the 20th day in a row. And that's the death I don't want. The death of being electrocuted by this light switch and found dead in my kitchen with half a Pop-Tart in my mouth, in my pajamas, which are a onesie. Thank you.
So the thing is, if I get buried alive, it's not going to be under my ideal circumstances. So I too am going to have a Pop-Tart in my mouth. I will be in a onesie. Presumably, I will have been dragged out of bed. So it's like, in terms of dignity, I feel like it's at least a wash. Also, like, you get buried. No, because you get electrocuted, and it's like a couple moments of like tremendous pain. Maybe your skeleton shows, like in Home Alone 2, but like basically, then you're dead. There's like a delicious smell left behind. Buried alive, it goes on and on and on and on. And like, I don't know, Uma Thurman was able to like punch through it and Kill Bill, which is cool, but I am not that. I know my strengths and weaknesses. It's not that. I don't want to get buried alive. George Washington.
To think that you're going to get dragged out of bed is wild, because I don't know about you, but I don't have enemies in my life that I have to fear that. My enemies aren't going to drag me out of bed and bury me alive. My enemy is pure luck in life, and that's been very obvious for a while at this point. And also, if you burn me up good, it ain't going to smell delicious. It's going to smell like me, but really hot and burned up.
Okay, well, we all like our own different kinds of smells, all right? So that's subjective. But like, I'm sorry, like, your enemies are not cool. But like, I don't know, like, when you've done some cool crimes like I have, people come for you at night. That's just like, so again, like, I'm at risk of being buried alive due to the cool life I have led. So it just, as with George Washington, who led his men into a massacre because he wasn't ready.
All right. Well, hey, great points all around. But due to the fact that I want a chance later to hear about the cool crimes that Laura has committed, I'm going to hand the win to Laura Clark.
John, I just want to say I have lived a cool life. Thank you.
My mistake.
I believe that.
Thank you for thinking I'd smell delicious, Laura.
All right. Next
candle.
What kind of candle? What would that candle be named?
Chubby.
All right. Next up, it's Nick Bordelani and Andrew Mayer. All right. Hey, Nick. Nick, do you want to go first or second?
I will go first.
Okay, great. So you can pick from these categories: social, celebrity, or animals.
Let's go with celebrity.
I tried to will you to pick animal.
Yeah, I know. I'm not doing an animal argument with the Bears guy.
So your question is, which of these celebrities can you relate to more based on their phobia? Kristen Stewart, who has a fear of horses, or Sarah Paulson, who has a fear of bees?
Ooh. I'm going to go with a fear of bees. Because a horse, you know when it's there. A horse is anything but subtle. Majestic, beautiful, powerful creatures, but they are not exactly known for their subtlety, their ability at stealth. I don't know a lot of horse ninjas, So I don't think I'd ever be surprised by a horse, but I've been surprised by bees many times in my life. I have found them in my home. I have found them in my food. I have found them in my personal, I find them in my luggage. I find them in my clothes. They're everywhere. I feel like bees are out to get me. I got stung in the eye by a bee when I was like 3 years old, and I have never stopped fearing them since. They are, they say the bee population is declining slowly, and if that means the end of the human race, I am still here for it. I am all about teaching those little yellow bastards. I shouldn't say yellow bastards.
Nick, I don't know why you have a job as a beehive if you're this afraid of bees, because that's the only reason I can figure out why you would have them that many places. If you've been around horses before, the main difference I think here between bees and horses is the number of rules that there are to be around them. And horses have so many rules. It's insane. You have to hold your hands real flat when you're around them. You have to never walk behind them or they'll kick you like they did Cruella de Vil in that one movie. The only real rules for bees are don't take our honey. That's the main rules. There's a lot... very specific people can get killed by bees. Almost everyone can get killed by a horse.
First off, my grandfather was kicked in the head by a horse, and look, he turned out fine. He grew up to be a terrible dad to my mother. So horses really aren't that bad. Secondly, you say that the only rule of bees is to not take their honey. Who wants to live a life without honey? That's a terrible existence. What could you possibly take from a horse that is equal to honey? It's a horse meat? What are you, a dog on a poor rural farm? That's terrible.
Are you making the argument that you shouldn't be afraid of bees because honey is great?
No, you should be afraid of bees because you're going to take that honey. You don't want to live without it.
Okay. It just seems like my argument there is that is the more appealing way to die because at least there's honey. That's all.
Yeah,
but... All right. A close match here, but based on use of time alone, I'm going to hand the win to Nick Ortolani. Hey.
I know this is not an improv show whatsoever, but Nick listing all the places he's found bees felt like an improv warm-up of I got one in my luggage. I got one in my face. That's all I could think.
I do agree with that.
Out of a place you would find bees.
I do agree with that point, though, is that they are definitely more likely to show up in places where I am going to run away from them. All right, so our final debate of round one, it'll be May Keith and Trisha D'Onofrio.
Hi.
Hey, Trisha.
Hi, May. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
It's pretty good. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
All right. It's nice. I mean, even though we can't be in person and our competitors, our debaters can't hug anymore, they can still have very nice introductions with each other. So, May, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay, great. So then you can pick from social or animals.
Let's go animals.
All right.
Wait, didn't they just do animals? They did horses and bees. Oh, they did celebrities.
It was celebrities, but
the animals, yeah,
just happened to be afraid of animals. So
I hope this one is about famous animals.
This one is from April Farmer. Perfect name for an animal question. And the question is, what you thought was hair in your drain ran away because it's actually a house centipede. Do you squish it or burn down your house?
Oh, I burn down the house and then I kill myself. Because centipedes are the worst. They're the harbinger of all destruction. All they want to do is kill you and make you sad. and that's why they're here. I don't care what my husband says. They don't eat spiders. They don't do good things to help the house. They're not gonna not hurt me. They are gonna hurt me, and they're gonna add nothing at all to my life. So yeah, if I see one and it's near me, I'm gonna end everything, absolutely everything, because I've lost and the centipedes have won, and I'd rather raise the world to the ground than let the centipedes win. Time.
The thing about my rent is I have to pay for it, so I kind of need to live there. So if I find a creepy critter, I try to just put a cup over it and put the little paper underneath. But I'm not above squishing a bug, okay? This is my domain. If you've entered my house, be prepared for a little slap around, okay? Because you're not welcome.
So the last time I had a really severe bout of depression, like the kind when you can't even get off the couch, you can't do anything at all, I knew I was starting to get better when I shot a centipede with a Nerf dart, and then I couldn't stop crying because, like, at least I was feeling something, right? And like it wasn't a good feeling that I killed him. And yeah, I think just burn the house down. I mean, I have renter's insurance, right, Craig Martin? It's part of my whole thing. So burn the apartment down, burn everything down, and can you imagine? Hate centipedes.
I want to tell you guys a very important story in my life. I was 13 years old and it was New Year's Eve. I used a swirly straw that had Princess Belle on it, and I was trying to get the orange juice to come through and something was blocking it. So I sucked on it really hard, and into my mouth flew 2 dead big ants. No. And I survived. I brushed my teeth, and I went back and I partied my face off. Bugs are nothing.
Time. All right. A lot of good
You're
points
such a
here.
badass, Trisha.
For the bravery shown, I have to hand the win to Trisha D'Onofrio.
Thank you so much.
All right. So we're through round one. So I'll read the questions that didn't quite make it into the rotation for tonight's show, but one of them will be the final question of the night. So it'll be up to people watching the YouTube stream. Write in the comments which one of these questions you would like to hear the most as the final question. And you guys here in the Zoom meeting can also tell me which ones you think you would like to hear at the end by clapping for them right now if I read it, one that you like. Okay. The first one is from Liv Serve, who asks, is it better to face your fears or let them consume you? I say let it consume you, probably. All right. April Farmer asks, which would be scarier to live with, a tiger or Joe Exotic? All right. That's a front runner. Nick Marchucci asked, FDR said, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. True, or what about ghosts? All right. And the last one is from Kyle Mangan, who asks, should people who own snakes have the same voting rights as the rest of us?
Yes.
All right. The snake one seems to be in the lead so far.
Definitely a red flag of a human, huh?
Yeah.
I have owned
person
3
who has
snakes.
I know this person who has a snake room, and they keep them in Tupperware containers. And it's like, what kind of life is that for the snake? What are you doing? I don't like it.
I knew a snake guy in college, and he just had he had so many reptiles in his house. It was upsetting. Like it felt like he was going to start a revolution on behalf of snakes.
I don't know. I've known some reptile people that I like. I'm not going to rule them out just yet, but I will say, on balance, they might vote in ways that I don't approve of.
Uh,
I have owned snakes.
What kind of snakes, though?
Corn snakes.
I feel like that. Those
You
are like
made
the
that
little
up.
ones, right?
No, dude, they're real.
That sounds like a little.
See the
what
receipt.
kind of
Amy,
snakes?
see the receipt.
Door snake.
I think they're yellow, right? They're just little yellows.
Yeah, they're
No,
little,
they're
we had little
multicolored.
brown, yellow ones, and we had an albino one.
An albino corn snake.
Yeah.
That's different
Alan,
than like a
of course you
rattlesnake.
would have an albino snake.
What is that? Why? Because that's what I look like. That's
No, there's no albino corn snake.
dude. There is. Listen, I'll go to my grave fighting for this. I don't care.
It just
All
seems
right.
to fit your brain.
Let's go to round 2 so that we can stop grilling Alan about his snakes.
Sean, you said that snake people, you don't agree with their political opinions. Do you think that's because there aren't a lot of snakes in blue states?
I feel like I'm getting
Is
shut
that
down
true?
here.
Do we have numbers on that?
Yeah, what
How
is
many
it?
snakes?
Alan, what is
If
your
you're
voting
gonna-
record?
What does
You're
this
getting
snake
shadow banned at this
electoral
point.
college look like?
This
Let's
snake
just
question
say
is
my
tearing the
last
group
3
apart,
presidents won.
and we're going to
Your
move on
last-
to round
really?
2.
What the hell is that? Hold on. Holy, the right one looks good though.
That's an albino corn snake.
That's not real. Then that's on Google. That's not real. Everyone knows you don't trust Google. Come on.
What?
All right, round 2.
You sound like my president.
Our first matchup of round 2 will be between Laura Clark and Shelley Gruenberg.
Yay! Shelly, are we next to each other on your screen?
Yes,
'Cause
we are.
If I do this, I'm looking at you.
If I do this, I'm looking at you. We should make a heart.
Brady Bunch.
It's not good.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
So the only category we have left is social, but Laura, you can pick whether you go first or second.
Oh, second, please.
Second, okay. So, Shelley, your question is from the social category, and it is from Ken Green, and he asks, which is worse? FOMO, the fear of missing out, or FOBI, the fear of being included?
Nice.
FOBI. Because what if you're being included on a list that a sniper has? That'd be pretty scary. That's scary, right, guys? Snipers?
Yeah.
I saw American Sniper. That was scary. There's so many scary lists that you could be on. You could be on a list of people I don't like. It's in my notes app, and I'll send it to any of you if you ask me. That's it.
All right. I think that FOMO's worse. Okay, first of all, like, what if I want to be on a list of people you do like, Shelly. I mean, like, if you're making a list of who to send, like, cards to at the end of the year, or, like, who you're going to make muffins for, non-poisoned, like, those are good lists. I would hate to be left out of that. Also, like, especially now, especially in these quarantine times, it's like, I want to be involved in everything, even though I'm an introvert. So I can't imagine for you extroverts, like, okay, finance department at my work, they do Finance Friday where they drink and they have like a little social, and I never want to do it. I'm not a big like drinker, but like they invited me, I did it, I was like, this is okay. And then they didn't invite me the following week, and I was like, oh, but I love it. I love Finance Friday. Missing out sucks.
Jack.
My turn? Okay.
You're up.
So Sarah P. didn't invite you to the barcade for her 22nd birthday. That sucks, but I have never made a positive list. No one should want to be included on anything I'm conjuring, because I'd be scheming during quarantine times. I'm making a list of people I'm gonna comment mean things on Instagram. I'm making a list of people I'm gonna send envelopes of sand.
Time.
Okay, first of all, envelope of sand, ruindays.com. I think it's like so perfect. I think it's so perfect. But sand, it takes a while to clean up, you know? You're going to ruin a few days. But so what about a list that the sniper that you mentioned has been making his whole life of like people to spare when he finally sees his grand masterpiece through to completion? I want to be on that list. I want to be on that list held by a sniper of people who he's going to put in a bunker to save because I was nice that time.
All right. A lot of good points all around, but I got to hand the win here to Laura Clark.
Nice to snipers.
All right. And now to see who is going to face Laura in the finals, everybody please welcome Trisha D'Onofrio and Nick Ortolani. All right. So, Trisha, do you want to go first or second?
Can I go second, please?
Sure thing. Nick, you can pick from social, medical, celebrity, animals, or wild card.
Medical.
Medical. All right. Your question is, what's the scarier part of getting a tooth pulled? Is it that they don't give you enough Novocaine, or that they pull the wrong tooth?
It's definitely that they pull the wrong tooth, because like not getting enough Novocaine, at least it happens once. And my big thing with getting a tooth pulled is just like having equipment in my mouth, and I would have to have equipment in my mouth a second time, unless somehow the tooth they were going for has like changed its ways, and I don't know, like did a scared straight program while it was like it watched the other tooth get pulled and was just like, no, I don't want to be like that guy. I'm right now. Yeah, it's definitely like I've been like I've had pain happen to me before and been okay. So like I think I could live without the Novocaine. It's having anything awful done to me twice. Because things always come in rules of threes. It'll probably just happen again. He'll probably pull the other wrong tooth and be like, well, it'd be a shame to not give them a third, you know, make them a little tooth family. Like he pulls two of my big molars, but then pulls like my front tooth, tooth family.
I definitely think that it's not being given the proper amount of Novocaine to medicate you, because I don't know if anyone's had a tooth pulled in recent memory, but essentially it's a random man with his hands in your mouth, rocking you back and forth by your face to get this like this bone out of your body. Actually, I was born with an extra set of teeth on the bottom, so it didn't have any I had grown-up teeth down here, but no adult tooth up here. So what they had to do is they had to pull 4 teeth. 2 of them were adult. So after they took a saw and they cut the teeth in half. And of course, I'm like 10, so I'm not good at sitting still. And he cut the inside of my mouth a little bit with the saw.
All right, well, as long as we're doing fucked up teeth stories, every single one of my baby teeth I pulled out myself because they were so stubborn, they wouldn't come out if I didn't yank them out. And the last baby tooth I ever lost, I already had like braces on, and it got held in place as another tooth grew into it. So they had to take all my braces off. That tooth split in half, and I had to pull 2 shards out of that at the same time. And I had like the doorknob string thing where you slam the door, and that wouldn't rip teeth out of my mouth. But here's the thing, every time one of those fucking teeth came out of my mouth, at least it was done.
Jesus.
So glad this was the topic this week. We're all in a really healthy space, I think.
Okay, but I will say, thank God though, when I woke up from my surgery, I didn't even know what had occurred. The doctor said count to 10, and I fell asleep after 3. And I just was grateful. But think about how much pain I could have potentially been in watching this old mad scientist rock my face back and forth. It's not a good feeling, and I'm glad I was spared of the pain.
John. All right, lots of good points and scary stories all around. However, I think I have to hand the win to Nick Ortolani, who won me over with his scared straight tooth episode. So our finals tonight will be between Nick Ortolani and Laura Clark. Ooh, indeed. So, Nick, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay. So you can pick from social, celebrity, animals, or wild card.
Isn't this the last question?
Sorry. What? Oh, that's right. We should do we have to do the question that people voted on.
Oh, right.
That's right.
Right. What did they vote on?
I feel like everybody wanted the snake question, but
Yeah.
I can't see the YouTube comments, so maybe Sarah can let me know. Sarah's on the Zoom.
Yeah, we're also curious about snakes.
Have you guys seen it's like a gif of like a bunch of little snakes in a hole and they're just like all popping their little heads up looking at something? It's real cute.
Snakes can be adorable.
When they're little, they've got, because their eyeball to like mouth ratio is so high, it's very cute.
Snakes can be adorable, and a third-party vote counts.
In the words of Ken Reed, they're a giant muscle with teeth and a thermometer for a brain.
All right, well, let's not talk too much about the snakes because you're wasting good points you'd be making in the debate now. So let's go with it. Let's go with the snakes question. Nick, you're going first, right?
Remind me of the snakes question.
Yeah, I'm going to read it off for you. So your question is from Kyle Mangan, and he asks, should people who own snakes have the same voting rights as the rest of us?
Yes. I'm only saying that because Alan's here. Like, if Alan wasn't here, I'd probably say no. But I feel like Alan should be allowed to vote. I feel like there should be a qualification process for people who own snakes. Like they do have to prove that they're literate and understand U.S. history.
Uh-oh.
I feel like people who own snakes and reptiles, like they want to be amongst creatures that have the lowest possible brain function, and so I think they need to be able to somehow prove their value to society. Wow, this is sounding like real.
I know.
This is sounding real like Southern Reconstruction right now. What if there was some kind of test for certain people who live in certain areas to vote? Listen, I just think that they already have snakes. They already have too much power. They already have like a slithering army.
So I'm arguing on behalf of like equal voting rights for citizens. Is that I just want to double check. Like that's
oh no,
the
I said they should
position.
be allowed to vote, but with stipulations.
Well, so that's not the same voting rights as everyone else. I mean, what am I arguing for? That they should have special, like that there should be fewer precincts, or like they should close down like 75% of the polling places in places that have a high snake concentration. I know we agreed that was red states, so already like, yeah, okay, like a little pie in the sky there. But like what I don't know, like what am I arguing that that they should have different rights because they have chosen a companion with whom they feel simpatico? Like, who are we to judge? You know, like, sure, like it's a questionable choice, but it's their vote, the most sacred thing we have as citizens.
I don't think high snake concentrations should have the right to vote. I'm sorry. Just we already have an electoral college that rewards certain areas of this country more than others. Land can't vote, and I don't think snakes should be able to vote either. And I don't think people who own snakes should be able to vote. I'm going to come out and say it. People who own snakes shouldn't be able to vote. I'm sorry, Alan. Do you own snakes currently? Because you can get rid of them. That's the thing, is that owning a snake is a choice. I'm not for stripping rights from citizens. It's kind of how you can't own a gun. You shouldn't be able to own a gun if you've committed domestic violence. There are certain crimes.
People who own snakes are counted as constituents of the places where they live, of the districts in which they live. So if they're not allowed to vote, then they're being counted as constituents, but they have no say. They don't have a representative voice. All right, that's like just basic. You can't do that regardless of snakes. Also, like, maybe snakes are cool. Some snakes are cool. Robin Hood snake.
Time. All right. Well, I think, as everybody here knows, there's no way that I could choose a winner on this final debate of the night. So I need everybody watching to go into the Pick a Side Stupid Facebook group and choose your winner. You can pick Nick Ortolani or Laura Clark. There's an option right there in the Pick a Side Stupid Facebook group. And while people are voting, we can do a couple more. God bless you, Shelley. We can do a couple more debates to kill some time. I would say, is Andrew still here? His video is off, but I don't know if Andrew Mayer is still in the room.
I think his house is gone.
Huh?
I'm still here.
Oh, he's here. Okay, cool. Andrew, would you like to do a debate with May?
Sure.
Cool. All right. How about this? May, you can pick the category, and then I'll read these questions, and then Andrew can tell me which question he wants to answer out of that category.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you can pick from social, celebrity, animals, or wild card.
Let's do wild card.
Okay. Andrew. So I'm going to go through 3 different questions, and you let me know which one you would like, okay?
Okay.
This first one's from May Keith, so she'd have a little bit of an advantage maybe. It's which phobia makes childhood harder? Coulrophobia, which is a fear of clowns, or pediophobia, which is a fear of dolls. That's question 1. This next one is, which president do you relate to more with what fear they have? Abraham Lincoln, who had a fear of dentists, or Thomas Jefferson, who had a fear of public speaking? And question 3 is from Nick Martucci, who asks, why aren't you trying? Is it because you are afraid of failure, or because you are afraid of success?
I am going to pass on the last one just because I genuinely don't know. Let's do the first one. Fear of clowns versus fear of dolls.
Okay, yeah, your question's from May Keith. What makes childhood harder, fear of clowns or a fear of dolls?
Wait, do we go to May?
Starting. Let's say May. May can start here.
I'll do either.
Okay, yeah, you go first, May.
Cool. Okay. First of all, having had a legitimate phobia of dolls, it's way harder than being afraid of clowns. How many clowns do you really run into as a child? Not that many. There's like 3 places where clowns hang out, and you should avoid those places as a child anyway if they're unsupervised. So that's just not safe to be at a carnival by yourself, or a circus by yourself, or, I don't know, out in the woods in 2016 or whatever the hell that was. No, it is not that difficult to avoid clowns. What is difficult is that there are dolls everywhere, and your siblings will be really, really mean, and they'll hide in the closet, and they'll wrap the little doll hands around their throat, and then they'll wait until you're walking by, and then they'll jump out and yell and scream like the doll is killing them. They will also put the dolls in the bathroom in the dark, and they'll set it up so that it's on top of the toilet, so you see the doll's reflection in the mirror. It's horrific. So you don't want siblings, and you don't want a fear of dolls.
No.
time.
I don't know why I thought that I would be able to argue that dolls are scarier. Yeah, no, sure, May, you go first about whether you think dolls or clowns are scarier for a child. Here's why a childhood fear of clowns is worse, is because the pinnacle of every child's experience as a child is going to the circus. Everyone knows that. Every child has the same universal experience of like, let me go to the circus. That's the only thing I want. And to have that ruined by a clown, you don't know there's going to be a clown at the circus. You just know that the circus seems fun. And then this weird guy shows up. All right, I'm going to tell you a quick story from my childhood. It's how my babysitter got killed. Basically, there was a there was a babysitter, and she called my parents. And
I don't know.
This is like a what's the statute of limitations on this?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to cede the rest of my time to hear if his babysitter was murdered by clowns or not.
Yes.
Sure, okay.
Which, for the record, if she was murdered by dolls, it would have been worse. But okay.
I'll rebut myself, and then you can go next.
I'm not taking notes, but you know what I'm saying.
Basically, my parents called my babysitter, and we're like, "Hey, how's it going?" And the babysitter was like, "Oh yeah, sure. I moved that weird clown with a knife statue that was in your bedroom." And they were like, "Get out of the house. There's not a clown statue. We don't have one of those." And then I had to get a new babysitter.
That's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's doing this again. He's
Andrew is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I never knew. Dolls are worse. Dolls are scarier. Clowns are just human people most of the time, or maybe an alien thing in it. I don't know. But dolls are really scary. They are a reflection of the uncanny valley, and that's horrifying in a way that's not quantifiable. Dolls are worse.
All right. Hey, you guys know that both of these people are winners, of course. So
we did it.
Yeah, you did. Also, we did cover that clown story on our urban legends episode of Pick a Side.
Sean, that happened.
Oh yeah, right. I'm sorry.
Naughty.
That's very true. All right. How about one more debate while we wait for these votes to roll in? How about Alan Richardson and Rick Harkness for a debate? So let's do the same thing. Rick, you can choose the category, and Alan, you can pick the question.
I thought he doesn't have the same voting rights as us.
Oh, thanks, Trisha.
JK.
I thought I was about to call Al Sharpton, but okay, you.
No, I meant Alan.
This is the problem. The white man's rights are getting stripped away in America.
Listen, you can't say that when you don't have too much hair on your head right now, because you make it very real. So
I got a blonde mustache and blue eyes. I'm very problematic right now.
I saw a movie about you the other day. I mean, it's a History Channel, but hey, don't do that. Like, listen, I'm in the South. Don't be doing that. Like, you're gonna trigger me right now.
I don't know if this virus is true or not.
All right.
What's the?
So, Rick, you can pick from social, celebrity, or animals.
Animals.
All right. So,
I choose me.
Alan, I'll read 3 questions, and you let me know which one of these 3 you want. Okay. Mm-hmm. The first one's from Dave Buckley, and he asks, "Would you prefer to have a paralyzing fear of butterflies, like my old boss, or just good old-fashioned arachnophobia?" The next one is, are you a bigger fan? Sorry, I misspelled that. What's your bigger fear while camping? A mosquito that carries disease, or a bear that eats your face? Or question 3, which is from April Farmer, which is, you are surrounded by a pack of wolves. Do you try to fight them, or try to be accepted into their society?
Let's do butterflies v spiders.
Okay, so
my
Rick,
autobiography.
Rick, you'll be going first here, and your question is from Dave Buckley. He asks, would you prefer to have a paralyzing fear of butterflies, like my old boss, or good old-fashioned arachnophobia?
I think good old fashioned arachnophobia is good enough for any fear. It's the reason that you guys seen me like look to the left and the right. I've been looking to the left and the right every 3 minutes since I started this because there's a fucking spider here that I'm keeping an eye on. This nigga disappeared a few days ago. I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's poisonous or not, but he's in South Carolina. There's an off chance that he is. So yeah, I don't trust that shit. And then you have a country called Australia. They got like 4 spiders that can just kill you just looking at you. So they're obviously evil creatures. And no, we don't need them on here. So yeah, I'm terrified of them. So I'm gonna choose that one.
Yeah, I'd much rather be terrified of butterflies because, like, I've noticed Rick's been looking to the left and to the right, and this whole time I've been thinking, like, this dude's afraid of spiders. What a pussy, you know? But if he was afraid of butterflies, such harmless creatures, I'd be like, oh no, something must have happened to him, you know? Like, if you're afraid of butterflies, that's a full-on medical condition. But if you're afraid of spiders, dude, be an adult and step on one.
See, this is the disrespect we're talking about. These motherfuckers disappear, and when they disappear, they show up on your foot, and you end up in a hospital for 3 months. I don't know if you know this, but we got a pandemic. Apparently, hospital beds are scarce, so I don't have time for a nigga to sneak up on me and bite my big toe. That's what I'm saying. I'm nervous of a spider right now. That's all. And they're disrespectful. Fuck your butterfly thing. I didn't like that.
Oh.
Oh wait, sorry. Did we lag out? My bad.
No, I was just frozen. All right, listen. Spiders, when they're born, they're spiders. All right. Butterflies are caterpillars that have ripped themselves apart to turn into these flying fucks. All right. These things are insane. All right. I want to see you turn into something else that flies, Rick. Truly. I would love to see you fucking lie in bed for a week and then turn into something that flies. Do it, Mr. Man. Do it. Those things deserve our fear.
Time. All right. Well, hey, you're both winners in my book here.
Rick, I'm sorry I yelled at you. I love you, bud.
No, I love you too, sir. I didn't like how you attacked me with my spider thing. These motherfuckers are scary, though.
I hated doing it, man. I'm terrified of spiders. And
He's
quite
over
frankly,
here.
butterflies.
He's around here somewhere. I just can't find him. That's all. My bad. Sorry.
All right.
Get a gun.
So, hey, I'm looking at the Facebook poll right now where people voted for our winner tonight. And our winner of the debate is
Sean, before you announce it, can I say that I feel like my rights have been violated? I feel like as a childhood snake owner and adult snake barrier, I feel like I have been stomped on.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Okay, our winner is Laura Clark.
So I didn't want to say anything, but this is the second time I've won the Phobias debate.
Oh.
I have the original poster on my wall over there.
Oh, that's
that
right.
Sarah Albanese made.
That's right. Sarah Albanese made the Phobias poster, and apparently you're an expert on the subject.
Yeah. Oh, I write for a kids web series. It's called Science with Sophie. It's comedy science, and I wrote the episode about phobias. So it's fun, right? It's interesting. What makes people scared?
It is fun. I learned a lot, and I'm always surprised to learn that people are weirded out by belly buttons.
Their own or someone else's?
The what?
Like your own or someone else's?
A lot of people have problems with their own. Like they don't want to touch their own. They don't want anybody else to touch.
Well, they don't want it to come
Well, at the depth, it hurts. It's like
They don't want it to come undone. That's right.
If it comes untied, you're done, pal. It's what's keeping your guts in.
Exactly. All right. Hey, well, thanks everybody for joining me this week. This was a lot of fun, and it was great to see you all.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me. This one's been very fun. And Alan, I will let you vote, but only by mail.
That's fine. Although
Man,
That's
I'm
even
snake. He doesn't
better,
have a
right?
mailbox.
yeah, I don't own a snake anymore though.
Oh, then
Can
you're
you prove
fine.
it?
I don't know how you
You
want
have
to
any
prove
Tupperware
that.
containers?
Can you
Show me your
prove you don't
Tupperware.
have a snake hiding somewhere?
All right,
Exactly.
I have a
Can we
lot of
see your
Tupperware
closet?
containers. They're not here. They're full of thin sausages, and they look like they're moving, but it's because the containers are uneven.
All right. So we're going to have Sarah run the music, and we can outro this show. And if you want to hang out, I'm going to stay online for a couple minutes, but we probably won't be able to talk till this music finishes. So thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Nay.
Pick a big side, yeah. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a big side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a big side, yeah. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a big side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a big side, yeah. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a big side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid.
It's like 15 more minutes.
What do you mean now?
It's just been playing next to the show the whole time.
Oh, like the movie?
Yeah.
This is arguably the best year to sit in your house and watch the Cat in the Hat over together.
You know what, dude? It's been way more annoying. I don't know why.
Right? Because like,
Yeah,
'cause
it's
you're